So along with, the physical aspect of actually physically training your client, there's a huge mental part of getting them to stay with the program, getting them to buy into it and believe every part that you're teaching them is going to benefit them in the future. So I kind of looked at the cognitive behavioral strategies and went through those and how I would use those with my client, Jennifer. So for the first one, which is enhancing self-efficacy, I'm going to show her some examples of people who have successfully done the changes that she's trying to make. Look at some, before and after pictures, show them examples of people that have, said things that, oh, my life is this much better because I changed for the best. And I'm going to talk about how great her goals are, to give her that kind of confidence, and prove to her, that they are attainable and they're not goals that are out of reach and impossible for her to achieve. They're very possible and reachable goals. And then the next thing is goal setting. So throughout the program, I'm going to meet to see, maybe one week she's like, actually, I wish I set this as one of my goals. I think by meeting with her a little bit more frequently, sitting down to talk about her goals, it might bring out new goals that she didn't really think of before since she was new to the program. So that's kind of the goal setting portion of that. Then there's the reinforcement part, which if she fully completes a week, I'll sit down with her and ask, what would she want as a reward? Maybe it's one day that she gets to go out and get an ice cream or something. Maybe she gets to, go on a little bit of a shorter run and then go on a hike with her family or something, just to switch it up a little bit so she's not constantly doing the same thing. And she is rewarded for that progress that she is making. Then there's social support. So social support is so important for everybody when they're trying to make a lifestyle change. I'm going to have her tell, some of her friends that she sees more often than others, and then obviously her family that she lives with. And so she's going to tell them about the plan, her eating habits, the exercises, what she has to do every day. Maybe she'll ask them to go for a run with them one day. She'll ask if they want to, make dinner with her and then eat that dinner with her, just cook healthier meals so they're kind of partaking in it too, and it'll give her a little bit of a boost, saying, it's not just me in this alone. I have a support system at home and then within my friends as well. Self-monitoring. So Jennifer, I'm going to have her buy a journal or just, a notebook that she has at home that she can use to track her eating habits as well as her workout progress. I've also I'll print out the sheets with the workouts on them so she has it physically in front of her, so she can, check off on the paper which exercise she already did, which one she may be struggling with. She puts a little star next to it just so she can see it down in front of her. For problem solving, we're going to sit down and discuss the barriers that she has. For example, if time is one of those barriers, then we'll sit down and build a schedule for her where she has a set time. This is when you're going to work out. This is when you're going to do your cooking. This is when you'll meet with me for goals. So it's a little bit more structured instead of her on the fly being like, oh, I should work out in like an hour. It's already built in for her so she knows what she's going to be doing that day. And we'll do that for weeks in advance. And then the last one is relapse prevention. So by doing the program, she's kind of going to get into a schedule that, trains her to stick with it every single day. But if she does happen to have a relapse, she has the program in front of her. Obviously, she completed it or is partially in it. And then her and I will have a meeting and she'll be like, this is what happened. This is what I'm struggling with. And how can I overcome that? And I'll help her through that by either showing her some different exercises if she gets bored of the one she's doing, or, building her another schedule or something just to get her past that point that she's struggling with. And I think just bringing her back to those goals that she set at the beginning. You set these goals, you want to stay with them, you've been doing great, just keep it up, push through it. And then any other questions she has for me, she can also ask during that time. But I think preventing a relapse is something very important that, can be easily prevented if she just has a meeting with me. I encourage her, build up her confidence again a little bit if she lost any of it. But I think overall, all of these strategies will be beneficial to her when she wants to physically change as well as mentally, because in order to physically change, you need to mentally change as well. And the two kind of go hand in hand. And I think if you want to create a lasting change, you need both of those for that. So.